Two, one. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Back on Track. I am your host, Brother Ghazi, and we have today with us a very special, phenomenal, dynamic young sister. Young and bright, young and ambitious, young and determined, entrepreneur, a college student, and who have a phenomenal story that I want to share with the world and help her get her brand out there, help her get her story out there so that we can support this young sister and really take her business to a whole nother level. And so we have with us in the audience, Maya Wright. How you doing, Maya?
I'm good, brother. And you?
I am blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. Okay, so let's get into this right now. You know, I had an opportunity to hear some of your story, some of the things that you've gone through. So let's get into it. Let's talk about before we talk about the business. Let's talk a little bit about you and your upbringing and things like that.
Okay. So I am Maya Wright, and I attend Florida A&M University. I'm a business administration major. I have a passion for art and design, business with a concentration in entrepreneurship, obviously, because I got the clothing line. And I really love creating visual art. I'm from Miami, Florida, but my folks are from Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia, and also Montgomery, Alabama. And I started this brand back when I was 16 years old, and it's can you see me? Can you
Oh
see me?
yes, I can.
Okay, the screen just changed. But my brand has grown to be much more than it was 2 years ago. I'm currently 18 now.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about when we were talking like several weeks ago. You know, you were sharing with me some of your experiences in high school. And so let's talk about, you know, you got a remarkable story in that your family, your parents agreed to let you
Uh,
attend 5 different high schools in your high school year. Why did you want to do that? And what was it like talking your parents into allowing you to do that? What was that process like? What was the thought behind you want to go to all these different high schools?
Okay. So I first started out at Design and Architecture Senior High School. It's a predominantly white Hispanic high school, and then I then transferred over to North Miami Senior High School for the International Baccalaureate program. And I noticed that there's a difference between how predominantly white schools treat their black students versus how predominantly black schools treat their black students. And I wanted to know if what I was experiencing was nationwide. So I began asking students all over the country how has their school and their environment and their home environment also, how has it psychologically impacted them. And in those videos that I create out of those audio clips, they provide solutions to other students who might be experiencing similar circumstances.
Wow. Okay. And so, what was your response? So, you went on this mission because you wanted to know the difference between schools for a young black woman and young black man. You want to know the difference, but of how education was in a predominantly black, lower socioeconomic environment as opposed to a more white and affluent area.
Yes. And what I
And
found that I apologize for cutting you off.
oh no, ma'am.
What
Go
I
ahead.
what I found in urban areas was that there is a lack of resources and a lack of mentorship programs. As for predominantly white schools, as a black student, you're kind of pushed in the background, and you also don't get the necessary resources that you need to support your education and the career that you would like to pursue, because there's not many people in high positions that are in that area that can fully represent you and also relate to you in the way that you would like.
Okay, so that's interesting. So in one school, you didn't have the support because the support wasn't there financially, money wise. It was a lack of positive mentors, and on the other end, the money was there, but you was black, and it didn't really trickle down to you all the time.
Yes.
But the money was there.
Hmm. Yes.
Wow. And how did that make you feel?
Oh man, it really sucked because I was very passionate about my dreams, and I would have loved for somebody to, you know, reach out to me and provide a helping hand, or at least like a step-by-step path on what I wanted to do and be in life.
Wow, that's remarkable. So just for clarity, for the listener audience,
Mhm.
where did that idea come from? How did you even get that idea? I know you telling me that your father gave you a like an album at one time and that you listened to something, kind of shifted your consciousnly.
Oh
Where did the
yeah.
idea come from?
Oh man. Okay. So my father, he doesn't listen to trap music at all. Like when we're in the car, he doesn't let he doesn't have music that curses a lot, but he does love lyricism and old school hip hop. And he put me on an album called ATLiens by Outkast. And I listened to that album almost every day going to school. And the more I repeat, the more I started listening to the lyrics and questioning the lyrics and having conversations and discussions with him about what I was hearing. And that's when I started to become more conscious and aware of my surroundings. And I eventually became curious about other youth and their experiences in their environment as well.
Wow. And can you drop some of the lyrics you remember from the album? Like, what
Ooh,
was your favorite lyrics you remember?
let me
I
see.
know I'm putting you on Front Street, but I want to hear some of the things you remember that really affected your thinking.
Mm. Sasha Thumper. Sasha Thumper. There's a song and it's about Sasha Thumper. I can't remember the lyrics specifically, but Andre 3000 was saying that he grew up with this little girl, and he asked her what did she wanted to be when she grew up, and she said alive. And later on in life, she ended up in an abusive relationship, and I think passing away to either drugs or from abuse. And he said every day he went to her shows hoping that she would be there, and she never showed up. So that's when I thought about the impact that adults and an environment can have on youth, because she probably wouldn't have ended up in an abusive relationship if she knew what a healthy relationship looked like,
Right.
you know.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's remarkable. And so many of us, we grow up, especially a lot of women who are in domestic violence situation.
Mhm.
Many of them, not all, but many of them never seen the example of a healthy relationship. And many of them, you will see that they repeat the same cycle that they seen. They mama
Mhm.
got their butt whooped, or their auntie, or their cousins, or grandmama. And so, somehow they translate that to be that's how relationships supposed to go when somebody going upside your head or it's verbal abuse and things like that. So kudos to your father for even exposing you to that. And it's very interesting because hip hop gets such a such negative attention. And a lot of the violence and the mayhem that go on in the community is often attributed to hip hop. But here you are, a young woman, you 18 years old, right?
Yes, I'm 18.
And you saying that it was a hip hop, it was hip hop that really inspired a certain level of consciousness. It inspired entrepreneurship in you. It shifted your consciousness and made you see the world totally different. So kudos to Outkast and Andre 3000, and keep doing what y'all do. So okay, so let's you did share with me an experience you had, like an experience you had in one of the schools with like one of your friends, and
uh,
he was mistreated or something like that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Mistreat. Okay, I have a lot of friends that were mistreated. So, but I can't bring up one example. I consider him like my son. He was like my school son, and it's only because we were two grade levels apart. And I used to come to school. This is when I transferred there, and I saw him just sitting back on the wall, and during lunch period, and everybody would be, you know, running around, and he would never intermingle with anyone until I started talking to him, and I wanted to figure out what was wrong. And the issue was that well, number one, he had anger problems,
Yeah,
and
what problem?
he had anger problems,
Okay.
but he knew how to control himself and stay out of those situations, which is why he was, you know, hanging out on the wall. And um, he had been to more schools than I have. He had been to 10 schools. And that's because every time he has an issue with someone, his first response is to fight. and he's from Liberty City. So I feel if anybody knows where Liberty City is at, you know, a lot of violence occurs in that community, and it can have a psychological impact on the children that are in that environment. And long story short, at the end of the school year, he ended up leaving his sophomore year. He just left, and I'm unsure. I believe that he dropped out. I'm not sure where he's at now, but I just hope that he's, you know, in a good position. But there was nobody at that school who would mentor him or support his future. Every time I went into the office, he was getting yelled at about a fight, or you're not coming to class. Sometimes he wouldn't even come to class because he has an issue with a person, an individual in that class. That's how serious the issue was. And no, I guess psychologist or therapist would at the school, or counselor would you know, approach him and try to work out whatever situation he was going through, and they just let him sit. And that's, we don't know where his future is headed now.
Wow.
Which I think is ridiculous. So.
And so, just for clarity, this was a black boy. Was this
black
school a predominantly white school?
Predominantly black school.
It was predominantly black school, and they just let him sit there. He would, you know, pretty much blew him off.
Yeah.
And so these teachers, it was predominantly black teachers and stuff, right?
Predominantly black teachers, yeah.
Okay, and that's an unfortunate situation, because too many or too often young black men are written off, and unfortunately, even by our own kind. So you know, sometimes it ain't a racial thing. Sometimes it's a cultural thing, where a lot of people don't understand the culture of especially this generation. You know, your generation is very unique, you know, and the diversity of your generation, you know, it's like a lot of people don't understand sometimes, like, man, these children, they crazy, man, they buck wild and this and that. So how did that affect you? Like, when you seen that, like, what did that do for you on the inside, in terms of where your future is headed, what you can do, and the value of a mentor or somebody pouring into you? What did that do for you?
What did the value of a mentor do for me, or his experience?
Yeah, how did that experience, how did seeing that experience, how did it affect you?
I realized that all of my projects and plans that involve youth need to be geared towards solutions rather than just talking about the problem. So solutions, and executing those solutions after we have discussions, because we're talking about the future generations. Like, he has an impact on an entire generation. He could have probably like 5 kids, and those 5 kids, you know, end up, you know, somewhere where they're not supposed to be. That's another generation that we're talking about. So solutions is what we need to focus on.
Right. Okay. I love that. And you know, love the way you think, and I'm really grateful to see a young sister on the level that you're on at such a young age. And do you have a lot of family support that you know, because your views, they're not unique, but they're unique for your age to be talking the way you talk, thinking the way you think. Do you have a lot of family support in terms of your dreams and your ideas?
I do have a lot of family support. I do.
Okay. And who are your biggest supporters?
My parents. My parents are my biggest supporters.
Yeah. And your parents still together?
Yes, they are. They are.
Okay. And how long they been married?
Probably like 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. And they your biggest support. Your mother and father really support you. They got your back.
Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah. So you're in a blessed position. So okay. So you up in school now. You up in, huh?
No, I said I'm grateful for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yes, ma'am. So you up in school now? You in FAMU, right?
Yeah. Florida A&M University.
Yeah, Florida A&M University. Okay. And you majoring in, what are you majoring in?
Business administration.
Okay. And design. You say you like design, some kind of design?
I love design. I'm only in the business administration portion part of it, so I understand how business function to keep my, you know, designs flowing.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about your designs and your business, because how did you get into design? Were you always artistic? Did you start drawing when you was younger? How did you get into design?
My mother's very autistic. Actually, most of the women in my family are autistic. And when I was younger on Sundays, my mother and I we used to paint like small murals, and that was just a part of bonding. And then I got into like drawing cartoons, and she would teach me how to draw them. And then I went to an art school, and that's when my creativity soared because I was drawing every single day. So
Wow.
yeah.
And so you've taken that creativity now, and you got like a unique fashion going on now. And you've taken that creativity, and
Mhm.
you've immersed it into the culture, and into the clothing culture. How did that come about? How did you merge your artwork with clothing?
Oh man, okay. So I used to scroll through social media and see dance videos between Jersey and Miami. Jersey and Miami know about that. So if y'all see this, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I realized that everybody was just wearing wife beaters and shorts and jogging pants and just stuff that you come outside the house with. And I personally didn't like it because the brands that they were representing weren't representative of us, and you also couldn't tell Miami dancers from Jersey dancers. So I felt like if you're going to wear clothes, the clothes that you wear should represent you in a positive manner, and they should also be different. They should express the culture that you express or that you represent.
Right. Okay.
So that's when I was just like, let's create something that represents 305, which is the Miami area code, and I'm working my way up to different cities.
Okay. Okay. That's amazing. And so your company is called, well, what's your company name?
It's called Mind Main.
Okay. And how'd you come up with that term? Like where'd that phrase come from?
I remember it took a few days to come up with it. Me and my brother and I were talking about it, and I wanted to incorporate my name first of all. That's why it's MY and then NE, my main. But my main is actually a reference to my southern background because my dad's side of the family is mostly from Alabama, and when people say Maine instead of bruh in Alabama. So I said, this is my Maine, like this belongs to me. That's what my Maine means. This belongs to me. So it basically says that the culture belongs to me. When I wear this, I represent it. I represent the culture. That's what my Maine means.
Wow. Okay. So you created something. You married your art with the culture, and you
Mhm.
created something that we can identify with and take ownership in. It's
Yeah.
mine, man. It
Yes.
belongs to me, man. It's
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
It's almost like FUBU, right? Like for us, by us. Would you say it's something similar in
Mhm.
concept, just with a southern twist?
Yeah.
You know.
Southern Twist, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. And how's the company going for you right now? What's your ups and downs and your struggles right now?
Oh man. Okay, so my both of our issues right now is having celebrities, take our clothing and not promote it or follow through with saying that they will promote it. So we have, rappers like Mike Smith and SMIFF or Heavy Steppers or DJ Nasty 305. They all have my art, which I pay hundreds of dollars for. That's why I put in the name out there. I pay hundreds of dollars for them to promote and wear. And it's not like they're bad designs, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you an example. Hold on. So hold on, it's backwards, hold on. This is my Chicago hoodie, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir. You see it?
Yes, that's pretty good.
I gave it to Heavy Steppers. He gave one of his artworks to Lil Pooty, and I felt as though that I would, if they were to promote it and follow through like they said that they would, that I would have the passive income to be able to promote and support the designs that I currently have. Like I would be in a much higher position than I am right now, and it's cost my business a lot of money because I work for that money. I work for that
Mm.
money. Also, besides being taken advantage from celebrities, the conversations that I have with Chinese wholesalers is is number one difficult, and number two, to get these designs is very expensive. So I used to have to still do tutor college students and high schoolers and middle schoolers, so I can support, you know, having these designs actually made, because it take a long time. It take a long time, 15 to 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's one thing to just have a picture of it, but and it's another thing to have it, you know, actually made. That it's from $200 to $300, or $150 to $300 to have your design made. If you want something like that, that was probably like $200. And another thing is, oh, go ahead.
And so when you design these, you I heard you say like Chinese, like, I don't know, was it Chinese distributors? So you design them and you like outsource it overseas, and they put it on sweatshirts and send it back to you. Is that how that works?
Yes. So basically, I garment a design, and then I send them a mock-up, and they let me know how much it costs for them to design it. And they only send you like probably max 1 to 4 samples, and each of those samples are roughly $150 to $300. And then that's how I have them made. But then in order for you to have like a certain design made, you need an MOQ, which is a minimum order quantity. So if I wanted a bulk order, I would have to purchase 50 or more hoodies. So that's why it's important for me to reach out to these celebrities, because I don't always have the funding to purchase 50 hoodies plus shipping, which is in the 300s, you know. So that's why I use celebrities, for them to put in pre-orders for me to actually make the purchases that I need to.
Okay. And so you and I talk outside of the interview, and I'll connect you with some people that can help you with your marketing and help you spread that message a little bit clearer and effective, especially online, because you can go to the online community, and you know, with effective marketing campaign, I mean, you know, you can make people want to wear your hoodies, you know. So you ever heard the saying that say you can force the horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink? Have you heard that?
Yes, I heard.
Okay, now what I add on to that is that's true, but what I say is you take that horse and you run that horse around the block 30, 40 times in the summertime, that horse gonna want to drink, right? You ain't got to force him to drink. You run around the block 30, 40 times in the heat of the summertime in Florida, he gonna want to drink him some water. So what you do is you create the thirst that people have, rather than trying to make them or something like that. No, make them thirsty. Running around the block a little bit, maybe like, oh, maybe people want that design because there's some beautiful designs. And I see you have a brother back there who got design. Is that one of your designs as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a collaboration we did.
Yeah, it's both of ours.
Okay. Okay. So both of y'all came together and collaborated. Can you show the back of that design?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so this your business partner?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what's been your like hangups and struggles with trying to be a young entrepreneur? How old are you, first of all?
I'm 18.
Okay, man, yeah, 18. Boy, I salute y'all. Boy, when I was 18, I was crazy. Yeah. When I was 18, I was in penitentiary. I wasn't even thinking about no clothing design. I was thinking about stealing people clothing design, right? So, man, y'all too far ahead of the game. I really like what y'all doing. But what's been some of your hangups, man?
At first, it would really be getting stuff from here to the paper. I couldn't figure out how to do that, how to design nothing or anything. She actually taught me how to like design stuff for real. Like got me really designing my own things. But what would be hard is doing that, and then like how she said, it's expensive and it takes a long time. So in order to drop something, you want to strategically plan it, because it's going to take you a month to get your clothes for real. You have to get a sample, then you have to get bulk. So that's probably a 2 months thing. So it's advertisement, it's your advertisement planning, and really when you're getting your clothes and what you're gonna drop. Because I'll order some hoodies, some hot hoodies, right, for the winter time. It might not come till March. And that's just the truth of it. So really, you just have to plan as designs and all that. Getting what I want from here, I've got that down. I got it. Just now planning your advertisement, planning when you're gonna drop stuff, things like that.
Okay, so y'all pretty much need help with like a lot of the marketing end of it. You know, how to market these brilliant designs. You are coming up with fantastic designs, but if you can reach out to mentors right now, just say somebody gonna see this video, right? They are entrepreneur and they're gonna watch this video. What would you say you need right now from business mentors? If somebody say, I want to invest and help y'all right now, what's the number one thing you would say you all need?
Marketing and advertising.
I'll say I need a machine.
What kind of machine?
Probably a digital to garment machine, a sewing machine, and a bedazzler with the rhyme. This stuff to make clothes with, because I will make everything so much more efficient.
So if you had that, you wouldn't have to outsource it overseas, you're saying? You would just design it and do it all yourself?
Do it all myself.
Yeah.
I just got to get the materials. I got to get the actual clothes, you know, like the hoodies or whatever, and then put the stuff on there. I'll do it myself.
And how much of this the machines cost? Have you all researched that?
I have. They're like 3,000. They range from like 1,000 to 3,000. The DTG machines.
Okay. They can go as high as like 5,000 to 10,000.
But usually, people rent them.
Yeah.
Right. They don't usually buy them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the reason I asked y'all that question because I'm gonna send this to some people I know. I know a few people in the clothing industry. I know people who definitely get wholesale products. Like if you want to get all your nice stuff at a wholesale at a very discounted price. I know a guy in St. Louis, Brother Robert. He's a master at ordering stuff in bulk, very cheap. I mean, like pennies on a dollar almost, and then getting that machine to be something different, because I want to see how I can support and how I can help. When I first heard your story, it was inspirational to me, because I know how so many young people now is thinking about other things. It's about partying, we blunts, and we popping pills, and we sipping on syrup or whatever we doing. But to see young people who have a mindset that I want to be entrepreneurs, I don't want to work for somebody all my life. I want to have my own. I want to size my own. And from that, you can also employ some of y'all friends. Y'all can put them on. You can train other people and put them on. That's very honorable of y'all too.
Thank you.
And so, what do y'all see y'all company going? Like, what's y'all vision for the company? Like, if somebody say in 5 years, where will Mind Main be? What would y'all say?
Okay, so my goal is to have a store in every major urban city, and employ youth in those areas to create designs specific to those areas. So let's say I have a store in New York. I'm going to employ a youth member of New York who's an artist, and he's going to create designs that only New Yorkers would be in tune with or will represent. So the thing about my idea is that the stores, let's say, that are in New York aren't going to have the same clothing as the stores that are in Baton Rouge or New Orleans, Louisiana, or Mobile, Alabama, or ATL.
Wow. Okay, that's a unique idea. And what would you say, brother?
I'd say by the time I graduate, I want to have one of the hottest brands in America, and that's the truth. I want to have a store for sure in New York, Atlanta, and LA. Definitely, I want some storefronts. I feel like in the next 2 years, I think I'll have my first storefront. I'm on that road to do that, because I've been working very hard and diligently on what I need to do. I just ordered, let's see, four different types of clothing. Yeah. And I posted them, and I've gotten so much love. So 4 years, I plan on having one of the hottest brands in America, and just expanding. I can, as an entrepreneur, I can come up with so many more ideas than even clothes, though. I have inventions that I've written in my phone. So that I just plan on expanding. Like, the sky is the limit for me. So I just want to do everything. There's no reason I should just be doing clothes. I want to do whatever I can to help people. That's my mission statement. You know, find something to do to help other people to make me feel better. Because I love helping. I love helping other people. And who don't want to feel good? So that's all I want to do. Really, is just make life easier for other people.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yes, sir. And I would say that you are don't just think about America. I mean, people in Africa like hip hop good. People in Europe like hip hop good. People in Dubai. Can you imagine one of them chicks with a turban on his head with your hoodie on? I mean, I can see it. I'm just saying, Yeah. So think global. Because people all over the world love the culture that's coming from like the hip hop community. People the world over like that culture and like that material right there. And so, how can people get in touch with y'all? Do y'all have a website? Is it a social media page right now? Like how can people see you all material and see what y'all doing?
Okay, so my Instagram is mine, MYNE_MANE. My website is www.mine-main.com. My Facebook is Mine Main, and my Twitter is It's Mine Main. Everything's the same.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Solid Clothing, SOL1D instead of an I, it's a 1 clothing. And then my Twitter is Solid Clothing, same thing. And then I have a website which is solidclothing.online.
Okay. And so, in closing, both of y'all one at a time though, what kind of advice or words would you give to other young entrepreneurs who got an idea and who have a dream and they just don't know how to do what you said, brother, take it from here and put it on paper to manifest it, or they just don't have the kind of family support that you may have, Maya? What would you say to these young entrepreneurs out here who have a dream, got an idea, they just don't know where to start, how to do it? What would you say to them?
All right, number one, my brother always told me, pick your passion and stay focused on that passion. And number two, I recommend backwards planning. So the idea that you have in your head, that's like your whole vision, your goal, you write that as the last step, and then you work backwards. So if you want a store, how do you get a store? Oh, I need a loan in order to get a store. In order to get a loan, I need credit. In order to get credit, I need to get a credit card and figure out how that works. And once you get to a point where you can actually, start working, then you go back up that ladder and eventually you'll have what you want.
Okay. I like that. Okay. And what would you say, bro?
My advice for everybody is just to stay persistent. Always find a way to do something. There's never I can't. You just gotta look it up. Use your resources. Like whatever you want to do, you can do it. Honestly, and it's just make the best out of it. So really, that's my advice. Whatever you want to do, you can honestly do that. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do what you want to do, and it's just as simple as that.
Okay, and then what's your name, bro?
My name's Jalen. Jalen Henderson. First year student, business administration major at FAMU. I'm from Atlanta.
So both of you are majoring in business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. You all on the right page because it's a lot of broke folks out here. We need somebody to know how to create some businesses for us. And especially with COVID, you all on the right page because COVID-19 in 2020 has taught us one thing, that there's no real job security, and a lot of people lost their job, they got fired, and things like that. So being sparked with an entrepreneurial spirit, especially at a young age, you all are definitely on the right path. Y'all definitely on the right page, and it's an inspiration. And I thank y'all for sharing the story. And I'm gonna see what I can do to help y'all manifest, y'all dreams. And hey, bro, I gotta get that hoodie from you though, man, because that's my brand colors right there too. That orange, man. I kind of like that orange, bro. I kind of like that, man. Just so you know, bro. Yeah, but thank you all. Do you all have any closing words y'all want to say?
Hey, stay on the lookout for the Solid Collection spring collection coming in March. That's all I have to say.
And if you're in Chicago, stop by Soldiers at War and Change Daily. I got Chicago hoodies in there.
Oh, that's hard. I didn't even know you had hoodies in the store.
Hold on, what you saying in Chicago? What happened in Chicago?
Soldiers at War and Change Daily. Our store is on 79th Street, and they have my Chicago merch in there.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's good. All right. Okay. If you're in Chicagoland, definitely go by and support my sister. All right. Well, thank you all for sharing your story. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna definitely spread this message, and I'm gonna share it with many of my friends and see what we can do to help you out with the marketing and help you out raise the money to get the machines that y'all need. Because I think y'all need y'all own machine too. I don't think y'all need to be waiting wrong way over there. Y'all need to do it yourself. Do all that in house. Yeah.
Brother. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. And we appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you too.
Okay. And hold on one second.